Okay, so this week's topic that I want to talk about is something that, I've been seeing it's very interesting, and it's about microtransactions. And I feel like developers, companies are starting to get away with putting more expensive microtransactions in their games. It's been a trend I've been noticing more and more lately, that developers will release a skin for a game, and that skin's gonna be very expensive. Or it's a digital item, and it's gonna be very expensive, sometimes into the hundreds of dollars. Now, we're gonna talk about League of Legends in a second, and I'm gonna talk about Apex Legends right after this. But Overwatch 2 was one of they weren't the first ones to do this, and they're not the worst offenders of doing this. But I do think that they get more shit than a lot of other people. I do think Apex Legends gets a lot of shit. But Overwatch 2, I feel like Overwatch 2, a lot of the things that Blizzard does, they do get a lot of shit for, and some of it is deserved. A lot of people, I think sometimes they get a little bit of shit for their mythic skins. Sometimes they're not good, or they lock them behind battle passes. But I actually think that what they do with the mythic skins are pretty good. I actually think that what they're doing right now with mythic coins and whatnot, I think that's great. Overwatch 2 players are enraged at a new Diablo 4 skin prices as developers lock them in premium bundle. So this is Lilith, and the character is Moira. Moira is a healer in Overwatch 2. She's a very good healer. Moira is a very powerful hero in Overwatch 2. You can get a lot of kills with Moira, and she also heals. I played with a few good Moiras last night, and they're amazing to play with. Now, Blizzard a while ago, they did a Diablo 4 inspired game mode, Trials of Sanctuary, and they also, along with it, they had a Lilith Moira, and this is a skin that they used in marketing, basically. And you could only buy this through a premium $40 Battle Pass bundle. The Battle Pass costs, I think, about, $10 to $20 in Overwatch 2, and then they have, other tiers of the Battle Pass that you can get. I think it goes up to... I think it does go up to about $40, and you get a bunch of extra skins on top of that. Now, that's not too bad, but I think what pisses a lot of players off is that they didn't offer this separately. You had to buy the $40 Battle Pass bundle to get this slick-looking skin, and this is a nice-looking skin. I won't lie. I think they did an amazing job with this skin. I think skins in multiplayer games like Apex and Overwatch 2, and even League of Legends and Valorant, I think they look great. I like going up to a random player in Overwatch 2, and I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty neat Reinhardt skin, or that's a pretty neat Moira skin. A lot of times they have really nice skins in the game, and I'm like, that looks really freaking cool. I think it's great to express how much you like a character by buying a skin. There's nothing wrong with that. I think sometimes it's the price that people don't really like. And the fact is that they made this skin the point. They put the skin out there a lot in the marketing, in their advertisement, and people are just pissed off that it's in a $40 bundle, that they couldn't purchase this separately. It's not really the price. I guess it's sort of the price, but it's also the fact that, they were advertising this as a separate thing that people can buy, and they were really upset about that. So, yeah, it's just Pharah's skin in the trailer, and was excited for the first time in a long time. One player said some of the best looking and only skins for them in a long time, and it's of course locked behind a shitty bundle. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that, when you made this the center of your marketing and they lock it behind a bundle, yeah, I think that's kind of shitty. I would really like to purchase. It would be really cool if we could purchase these skins separately. I don't play as those two characters. I did play as Moira occasionally, but I do think I do think it's fair for them to offer these skins as a separate bundle, aside from the Battle Pass bundle. And they should have done that. They probably would have made more money off of it, and probably would have made them look better. I mean, I would have bought it just to have it, and I don't play as Moira. Yeah, I kind of get why they're upset about this. But, microtransaction, this isn't, they're not the worst offenders of putting microtransactions and whatnot in games, or this is really a season pass, but yeah, I do consider that microtransactions in a way. Apex Legends. Now, you guys know I'm a big Apex Legends fan. I love Apex Legends. I have almost 2,000 hours in that game on PC alone. That doesn't include how many hours I put in on the Xbox version. It was really one of my favorite multiplayer games for 4 years straight. I was very good at it. Not the best, but I was pretty good for someone who played not as often as I probably should have. And yeah, I will admit that I bought some heirlooms. Now, I didn't really pay full price for a lot of those heirlooms. When I did buy those I did buy one heirloom outright, and that cost me about $130 or something like that. And when I did buy it, I bought it because I got my tax return money. So, you know, some of you guys, when you do taxes in February or March or whenever you do them, sometimes you get money back. And I got money back on that year's tax return. And so I bought it. I was like, what the hell? You know, just decided to buy it. So, yeah. So, you know, the whole heirloom thing, the heirlooms are worth over 100. You have to really go around spending about over $100 for the heirloom. Now, you can obviously offset that by using your legendary coins or legendary shards to unlock some of those skins and cosmetics. And then, you know, that'll lower your price of how much you need to spend on Apex coins. So you can either buy Apex coins, or you can use the legendary shards that you earn by playing the game to soften the blow of how much that will be. And that's mostly what I did for all my other heirlooms that I have. I have like 4 heirlooms. I have both of Wraith's kunai knives. I have Bloodhound's axe, and then I have Ash's nunchucks. And those are the only heirlooms I have. I don't know if I'm going to be investing any more into the game. I'm not really playing it a lot lately. I feel like I'm getting kind of old for multiplayer games. Well, not old, but I just feel like they just kind of wear me down faster. But I think that's because I play at night, unfortunately. But back in January, Apex did a partnership with Square Enix for a Final Fantasy VII crossover event. Now, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was about to come out. I think it was coming out a few weeks later. Apex Legends is very popular in Japan. So, you know, it made sense that, you know, Respawn and Square teamed up to do this event. Now, they had a unique death box that you can get. So, you know, when you unlocked everything, we get this unique, there are 36 cosmetics in total players have to unlock the one-winged angel death box in Apex Legends. The Final Fantasy VII specific loot boxes cost 1,600 Apex coins each, or $16. There are a few ways to get some of them cheaper. There was, in all fairness, there was. This marks an increase in price per box and the number of cosmetics players must purchase to get an heirloom mythic rarity item. You know, yeah, okay, so these heirlooms usually cost $159 to unlock all 24 cosmetics. The players can offset the cost by crafting some of the cosmetics, which I would do occasionally, which I did most of the time to get the cosmetics that I wanted. Now, to get this, this universal heirloom, the Buster Sword, it could be used on any legend, which I thought was amazing. You know, that's pretty cool. You can use it on Wraith, Bloodhound, or whatever character you were using in Apex. The Buster Sword could be used on that legend, and I think that's really good, really cool. I actually do like specific heirlooms, but having an heirloom that you can use on any legend is pretty cool. We'll talk about there's another heirloom out right now that you can use on any legend as well. That seems to be more permanent, but we'll talk about that in a second. To get this heirloom, if you didn't have any crafting material, it probably cost you about $360. Now you can, without paying, but you could do them through daily challenges. There could also be 1 or 2 ways in the free reward tracker. It's also, this heirloom's also not going to be available. This heirloom's also not available for purchase. It was literally only during these 2 weeks. But $360 is a lot of money for a death box and the Buster Sword. Now you are, in all fairness, you are getting other skins, some of which you may not want or you may not like, but you are getting other skins with this. You are crafting other skins or purchasing other skins outright when you get these heirlooms. So it's not like you're just paying $360 for the heirloom and the death box. You're also paying for the other skins that the developers do take the time to make in the game, yes. But I think a lot of people don't really want to have to pay that much money to obtain that cool thing. You know, they want to, I'm sure they would rather spend 40 or 50 bucks getting an heirloom and getting, you know, the unique death box and whatnot. That probably would have been better for a lot of people. You know, that's That probably would have been better for them. Now, keep in mind, these are only digital items. These aren't items that this isn't something that you could just pick up with you and take with you. It's not on a statue, like a little statue, a limited time statue run or anything like that. This is just a digital item that's only going to be in Apex Legends for as long as the game is going to be around. And we don't know how long the game's going to be around for. We don't. Apex Legends is a very popular franchise. I think it's probably going to be around for the next 10 years, but what happens after that 10 years? You know, you're not going to carry it with you to another game. You're probably going to forget about it. And by the way, again, like I said, this Buster Sword was only available for this specific event. It's gone forever. You can't get this heirloom again. This is like a one-time thing. Now, Apex does have another heirloom out there right now that can be used across all legends. It's called like artifact. Yeah, it's an artifact. And you can purchase certain items with this artifact, and they have a whole new currency for this item. And if you purchase, now that costs $10. But the thing is that it's still an heirloom. So you still have to get heirloom shards to get this sword heirloom. And once you do get the heirloom shards, then you have to spend another $10 to, watch that heirloom evolve into what you really want it to look like. Now, I do think that is cool, but it's a very clever way of the developers getting you to spend more money in the game on a cosmetic that looks really cool. Now, the $10 isn't really that big of a deal to me. Really, the heirlooms are just really, really tough to get. But the point I'm trying to make is that you're already spending a lot of time or money getting that heirloom, getting those heirloom shards to unlock the heirloom, or the mythic, whatever they call it these days. And then you're going to spend another $10 unlocking even more cosmetics for that specific heirloom. So we're starting to see cosmetics in the actual heirlooms that you're earning in the game. And, look, I understand that these are all free-to-play games. And developers, they want to continue to support this game for years and years. They want to support the esports scene as well. I do think that I do think, over the last couple months, even a year, the industry has been going through some really weird times. Esports is a money sink. Companies don't make money off esports. Like, Blizzard tried to do that with Overwatch, and it failed miserably. EA and Respawn knows that esports is a money sink for them. It's really for the fans. It's really to keep your audience engaged. And, I understand that when you do go out and buy cosmetics, you are supporting their esports scene. You are supporting, the continuous development of the game. And obviously, yes, they need to make profit off the game. But I think a lot of consumers these days, they're just fed up with being squeezed for all the money that they have, because it's happening in real life and it's happening in the hobbies that we enjoy. And I think consumers are just really, really fed up with it. Now, Apex, and now in all fairness with Apex, I do think that, Apex's skins are a hit and miss. Sometimes they have really good skins, and then sometimes their skins are slight recolors or knockoffs of other skins that they had previously. You're just paying for the same thing. I get, it's a little weird. I get it, but I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. But recently Respawn has been doing better with their skins and whatnot. So I think they've been getting better, but for a while there, Apex was kind of hit and miss with their microtransactions, with their cosmetics and whatnot. They even opened up more cosmetics. So, I mean, this isn't new or anything, but you can now put like stickers on the healing items that you use in the game. They have gun charms and things like that. Gun charms aren't new, but they add a lot of them every season. So, yeah, I just feel like consumers are getting a little tired of being squeezed. They see the cool thing that they're marketing, but then, they find out that this cool thing costs like hundreds of dollars, and a lot of people just don't have that money these days, or they don't want to spend that money. But, this isn't, even $360 isn't the worst of it. I mean, this isn't really bad. I mean, yeah, it kind of is, but at least they offer tiers of getting this. But Hall of Legends, League of Legends, this is a new set of skins that Riot is going to do for League of Legends. League of Legends is an incredibly popular game. I mean, if I go, on Twitch right now, and I see how many people are streaming not Apex. Well, a lot of people are streaming Apex. But if I go on Twitch and I see what League of Legends is doing, it's probably going to be in the top. It's one of the top categories on Twitch all the time. all the time. And I don't watch it that often. Let's see how many people are watching League of Legends. 94,000 people are watching League of Legends. Compare that to, like, you know, it's besides just chatting, it really is one of the most popular games on Twitch. It probably is the most popular game on Twitch. Followed by like Valorant or Fortnite. Actually, Overwatch 2 has 105K viewers. So Overwatch currently has League of Legends beat. This is like Friday night at 9:30 my time. So Overwatch 2 is currently beating League of Legends, but there might be something going on for Overwatch 2. I don't know what currently. But anyway, League of Legends, point is that League is a very popular game. It's been out for a long time. They have a very loyal fan base. Riot deserves that success. I think they do an incredible job with their esport games. Valorant and League of Legends, you know, they do take care of their games service. You know, Valorant has a very good anti-cheat. Riot takes care of their players. They you know, create their, you know, when they're developing the games, they do so in a way that makes sure that, you know, they're very competitive, that they're built for the competitive scene, the esports scene. And I think that's great. I think they should do that. That's amazing. And they should absolutely do that. And they should keep doing that. And again, microtransactions in these games, I'm okay with it. You know, they're going to have season passes. They're going to have skins that you're going to want to buy. But this Hall of Legends, what they're trying to do is, they want to immortalize the League of Legends Esports Hall of Fame. They want to have their own Hall of Fame. And they're starting off, you know, with a pro player, Faker. And he's basically the face of League of Legends esport, of League of Legends. He's very popular in the scene. Hey, Devin, how you doing? He's very popular in the scene. And they collaborated with him to create an event, you know, here's what it says. This year, we collaborated with Faker to offer something for everyone. An event pass chronicling his career plus 3 Ari? Don't know how to pronounce that name. Sorry if I butchered it. Collections with all new features from unique takedown counters to tower finishers for the most ardent fans. Welcome to the Hall of Legends, Unkillable Demon King. And this is the skin. 100 levels, unlockable rewards, including commemorative skins, icons, and a special callback to the champ that helped start it all. So these are the past rewards. I think there's 3. I think there's 3. Let me see. Okay. There's Risen. Okay, this is about maybe 40 or 50 bucks, I think, in whatever, you know, the league money's called. You get the Rise of Legend Ari skin, takedown counter, champion, exclusive border, exclusive icon, and emote. That's cool. Okay, I wouldn't mind spending $50 on that. If I was a big fan of League of Legends, yeah, I would probably buy this skin. It looks pretty cool. If I was playing as this character, yeah, maybe I would buy this, you know? And then, you know, but it climbs up. There's more. But then we get more, and then, you know, Immortalized Legend Collection. This is a different skin, slightly better skin than the one that they started with. They have an exclusive finisher, champ finisher VFX, custom visual announcer, unique skin transformations, 3 Demon King forms with unique VO, Demon's Chosen transformation with Demon King HUD during ult, Risen Legend Collection, holographic immortalized splash art, dynamic profile background, immortalized border, exclusive icon and emote. Okay, and I think this one costs about like $200, which is still a lot of money. Now, if you have money to waste, I know there's going to be people out there who are going to have money to waste to buy this, or they're going to love this game so much that they're going to want to buy this collection. Good for them. I hope they're happy. But me, I'm starting to think more and more on it, like, you know, like, I'm not, like, this is only going to be something that I can show off in League of Legends. $260 is a lot of money. It is. I thought $100 for an heirloom was a lot of money in Apex Legends. And I thought, yeah, and again, I had the money to waste. But $200, there's going to be someone out there who's going to want to buy this. But there's one more. Yeah, there's one more. Signature, Immortalized Legend Collection. This is like the top skin that you can get. They got the signature skin, final boss, faker title, signature immortalized border, banner. Honest, 100 pass levels. This is like, I don't know what this is. An exclusive icon and emote. If you're spending this much money on this game, this is like, I think close to $400, something like that. This is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. $400 for something, again, things that you can only do, only get in League of Legends. That's a lot of money. Now, obviously, Riot is going to set the value for what they think this is worth, and that's fine. Players are going, but there's going to be people out there who are going to buy it. If they have the money to waste, they have the money to waste. Do I think they're suckers? No, I don't think they're suckers, but I do think that, people, I don't know how the community, I don't know how the League community reacted around this. This is just, it's an obscene amount of money. And it's, I think people are going to be upset, and it's okay if they're upset because, yeah, it's something that, they can't afford. And honestly, it is upsetting to see something so cool that you're probably not going to be able to get for a long time, or if ever, just being out of your price range. And I can understand that. Honestly, I don't think this is a bad deal. Like I said, if I was playing League of Legends a lot and I really enjoyed the game, yeah, I would buy this. I wouldn't mind buying this. I would have to be a very devoted fan of League of Legends to buy this. But I think Riot is a little bit, at least compared to like what Apex Legends offers in terms of their heirlooms and what they do with their mythics and whatnot, I don't think this is entirely bad. I just think this is too much money for something I can't, I physically cannot, have. It's something that's only going to be available to me in League of Legends. And there are people out there who are going to love this game this much to spend this much money on it. And I don't know if that's healthy or not. Yes, there are people out there who make a lot of money. I think some streamers are going to buy this. But I think, with streamers, it's a little different. If you're if you're a League of Legends streamer, you're streaming it, you're making money off the game, and you play as this character, you're going to want, yeah, I think it makes sense. I think it might make a little more sense for you to buy this because I think, as a streamer, I liked having an heirloom when I was streaming. I think, a lot of people, especially viewers, they like watching me hold the Wraith heirloom or the Bloodhound heirloom. And, it kind of, symbolizes, hey, this person spends a lot of money on the game. They spend a lot of time in the game. They're very passionate about it. They're very good at it. So I think there is some kind of like, I do think there's some kind of connection there. And I do think that, players look at that and they say, yeah, it's a cool thing that they have that and they're able to do this. If you're a streamer, yeah, they'll probably end up buying this. If you have a lot of money to waste, yes, you're going to end up buying this. So I really feel like this only makes sense for a few people to actually buy the skin, but there will be enough people who will buy this skin to make it worth it for Riot to keep doing this. I don't know, and I'm wondering how far developers are going to push this. Right now, this whole thing is $400. This is about maybe more than $400, I think. I'm wondering how far the envelope can be pushed. Like, has something ever passed the $500 mark or the $600 mark? Once we start getting past that point of microtransactions and buying all these skins and cosmetics in the game, the question becomes, where's the ceiling? And I honestly don't think there's going to be any ceiling. In 10 years, I bet you, it wouldn't surprise me if there's going to be skins in the game that are going to cost thousands, maybe $1,000. Probably not thousands, but maybe close to 1,000. I'm just taking a guess. It's capitalism. We live in a capitalist society. Yeah, I'm wondering where the ceiling is. And I'm wondering, when are we going to hit that? And what's that going to look like if we even are going to hit it? How much can developers, charge for in-game items that you're only going to be able to use in one game in life? Maybe these games really do mean that much to people where they will spend hundreds of dollars on these games. I mean, yes, I have spent hundreds of dollars on Apex Legends over the last couple years, but I never thought I would ever blow $400 in on one collection event. I just don't know if I could do that. If I was making a lot of money off Apex Legends, maybe I'd do it. But again, I'd have to be making a lot of money on Apex Legends to do it. And I really wanted to understand the mindset behind people who actually do this, who actually will spend this much money on it. Because to me, it's crazy. You know, like I said, the only time I outright bought an heirloom was when I could afford it. When, you know, I got a little bit of extra money, and it wasn't even that much of my return. It was a small amount of my return, of my overall return. I'm wondering, you know, and here's a question I'm wondering about myself. You know, if I find a multiplayer game that I really enjoy more than Apex, are they going to try and push the boundaries even further of me spending money on that game? Am I going to push myself to spend that much money on the game because I like it a lot? Man, League of Legends has been around for a long time. I think it's going to be around for a lot longer. But, you know, I'm okay with that. I think it's great that, you know, there are games out there that, you know, that people are playing for years and years on end, and that, you know, the community will buy skins and microtransactions to continue to support those games. Again, I don't have a problem with microtransactions. I don't. You know, I think it's a good way to keep your game alive and keep, you know, supporting it for years to come, especially free-to-play games like Overwatch, League, Apex, Valorant, Call of Duty Warzone. I think it's fine to have microtransactions in those games because, yes, we want to see those games continue to be supported for years and years to come. And so, yes, I do understand that. You know, yes, developer, yes, I absolutely do think, but you know, it's the price of these of some of these microtransactions are just becoming obscene these days. In Apex, in, you know, League of Legends. So, yes, I am okay with microtransactions, but only if it's to support the game being made continuously. I think there was, I think Dragon's Dogma 2 had microtransactions in it. And I think the community was rightfully pissed that, you know, that Capcom would put microtransactions in a single-player game. I mean, are they really going to be supporting the game like that for, you know, another decade? No. Dragon's Dogma 3 is probably going to be out by that point. I think that's one of the issues that we're seeing right now, is that some developers are trying to sneak those in there into single player games. That's really, for me, that's crossing the line. You know, we start seeing microtransactions in single player games. And, you know, those games are mostly just one and done. You know, you spend your 60 or 70 bucks, you play the game, you finish it, great, move on. But we're starting to see microtransactions in single player games these days, and that's not healthy. That's not good at all. You know, Capcom's been doing very well lately in terms of their games and how well their games are reviewing. I played Resident Evil 4 a couple months ago on stream, and I loved it. I loved it. I thought the game was amazing. I think there were microtransactions maybe in that game as well. I didn't see them, so maybe they just weren't intrusive. I'm not a fan of that. You know, having a free-to-play game with microtransactions, you know, $10, $20 for a skin, $10 for $10 or $20 for a battle pass, and maybe, you know, a big skin bundle every now and again that costs maybe $20 or $30. Fine. You know, I get it. Developers have to design that. You know, they have to draw up concepts for that skin. They have to you know, create the 3D model for the skin. They got to put it in the game. They got to test it, make sure it runs well on the hardware. So yes, I get spending money on microtransactions. I get it, because people work to put those in the game. Does DLC count as microtransactions? No, I wouldn't really say so. I mean, if you look at games like, you know, The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077, no, I think that's just DLC. I don't think they count as microtransactions. Microtransactions to me are more like small transactions here or there for like cosmetics. Does anyone remember the horse armor from Oblivion when the 360 launched, when the Xbox 360 launched, and people were freaking out over that? That was actually a single player game with microtransactions. That was already crossing the line. So that started back in the 360 days. So that bridge was crossed way back in the day. So, you know, I keep forgetting about the horse armor thing in Oblivion. Yeah, this is it. This is it. I'm gonna drag this over, but yeah, this was a cosmetic that Bethesda did. It released on April 3rd, 2006. For purchase on the Xbox Live Marketplace. Yeah, I remember this. 2 bay horses, 1 elven armor and 1 in steel. Yeah. So that the whole single player microtransaction thing, that bridge was crossed decades ago in 2006. So I don't know what I'm talking about. But really, I'm very curious to see, I'm very curious to see where this is going to head, because $400, I'm very curious to see what the first $500 microtransaction bundle is going to be. Maybe it already exists somewhere, and I'm not aware of it. So if you are aware of that, let me know in the comments below, because I want to know what that looks like. I want to know what it is. And no, Star Citizen does not count. That game is a scam. That'll be a video for another day, I think. But anyway, I just want to talk about this. I think it's just I think it's very interesting where this is all heading, and I'm very curious to see where it's going to be 10 years from now. So, okay.